Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Over here trying to take up. Boy, I'm still tipping it off. Y'all know what it is. It's Lover's Day out there. It's your boy Bruce Courtside. We are here. This is Courtside Radio Live 6:30. Got the whole gang with me. Special guest in the house. It's going down. Big show today. City still going crazy. Fireworks going off. I think they're still shooting guns in the sky. It's going down. But I'm not kicking it to the PG today. So we got a shooter. Ooh. We got a shooter. We fired him off today. So we're going to let Larry Bird go on and run point for us today, man. What's good, OG?
I was a little trigger happy. Shalom, ladies and gentlemen, to everyone out there, all the lovers who are hanging out at Lover's Lane, tuning into Courtside Radio, brought to you by the wonderful, the amazing, the Good News radio station and network. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of basketball, a lot of football stuff to talk about today, and we are honored to be joined by one of TGN Network's finest shows, that is Compton Mania. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. Tell us about the team.
My name is Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
Compton Mania.
Hey.
Thankful to the Good News. We've been on the Good News. I think this is going to be our third week after this. My co-host Angel Undisputed and oh my gosh. Don't kill me, Cam. Cam is my guy, and then my girl Tyra. Love you. Happy Valentine's Day. So
we are honored to be joined by Compton Mania, guys.
Honored to be here, man.
Well, I guess I got to start passing off in addition to the assists. So without further ado, to my right on the ones and twos, Mr. Bruce Courtside.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know what it is. We are live. It is Monday. Super Bowl hangover is going down. We're going to keep the party rolling all week as the Ram fam sips his drink. So, yes.
And the king of the table right now will introduce last. We got to give it up to the man in the building who was the man on site to witness the Los Angeles Rams get their title. Mr. Elam Squared. How's it going, Eric?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, world? Welcome to Courtside Radio. If we were any closer, we'd be in the game. You know who it is. It's your boy, the Chocolate Boy Wonder, Elam, also known as the Big Flirt, also Big Heartbreak, also known as the husband to Miss Ashley Jessica Lampkins. Woo! I love you. Make sure you have that thing ready for me when I get home. Also known as the official newest member of the Pro Football Writers of America.
We love to see it here, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see it. Congratulations, E. And now we have to get to the man who represented your Los Angeles Rams, Mr. Mike Adepapi. How you doing, Mike?
I'm feeling swell. Look, Big Mike Adepapi back in the stew live just for you. Y'all know what we got to do. It's another day after Super Bowl. The hangover is feeling real lovely. LA is smooth in the building. And I had to bring it from Inglewood. Well, we always up to no good, but it's all good right now. And Courtside Radio, we bring you that barbershop meets ESPN, and we at it again. So we can't help it right now. We give you everything you need and sell you anything but a dream. You feel me?
Ooh, I gotta channel my inner Mike for a second.
Holla at me.
Having a drink or two. The Rams are champions. What about you?
I'm feeling real swell, my Eric Dickerson.
There we go.
Hey, I just need to give a special shout out to Michael, RPG, and the Matthew family. Hey, bro, we love you. We support you. We rocking with you, man. Take as much time as you need, brother. We got you, man.
Very, very true. Ladies and gentlemen, please send your prayers. Keep them in your thoughts. The family is in need right now, and our point guard, our co-show host, our brother, needs all the love and support he can get. So from everyone at TGN, as well as the rest of the gang and the brothers from Courtside Radio and Compton Media, we want to send our love to the Matthew family. But now we have to get to it, guys. We just had the NBA trade deadline settle, but we're already getting the details of the wild feuds and the wild nonsense that have been going on. Kyrie Irving and James Harden were clearly having beef in Brooklyn, and they were actually having issues going back to a pickup game where Kyrie was balling and destroying James Harden, giving him all the words, sunning him, everything. And now the reports are that Kyrie was none but happier once he saw that James got moved at the deadline. So what are your guys' thoughts? Right now, I'll hand this off to the champion right now. So, Mike, how are you feeling about this Kyrie Irving and James Harden beef?
So there's supposed to be a rift in between, two tremendous hoopers. But I feel like if it's after a pickup game, the petty is real. But I feel like it's small things to a giant at this point. Kyrie can laugh at it because he said, bro, I have, a ring. I got me a chip, so I ain't tripping. But I feel like James Harden he wants it bad. But if you haven't gotten it this far and you've had this great of collection of talent, I'm not going to just throw that under the rug. Like you might be the problem, bro. Everybody else can win but you right now. Russ
true.
is trying, but Russ actually went to an opportunity where he could. You trying to force your way out of an opportunity that was probably best fit for you.
Hey, man, just like some married couples try and do, the word try. But clearly they didn't try too much in this relationship. So, Deshaun, how are you feeling about this beef? What are you thinking about this stew that was cooked up in Brooklyn?
First of all, this is my first time hearing about it. And it's really entertaining because anybody that know me know that Kobe is God. And that is not Mamba mentality. You're going to walk off the team because you can't see the man on the court? Come on, Mr. Artesia. I hope that's not, the reason. But on the flip side, I feel like James joining the Sixers, that's probably a better shot. I mean, look at the Nets right now.
Very good point.
You have Kyrie Irving, who I love, but he's a halftime player. He only can play in certain places where you're not vaccinated. He's not going to be there every day. Kevin Durant injured again. I hope, nothing but the best for him. But for the last 2.5 years, he's been battling injuries. I feel like James Harden possibly gives him a shot where it's probably going to be the Sixers and Milwaukee. I'm just saying,
No, it's a good point. The Eastern Conference is now top heavy. You have the 76ers, yes. You have the Bucks, you have the Heat, you have all of these teams that are still vying. You're showing the Celtics that are now showing some type of life, right?
Yes, the Bulls out
you
there,
got the
man.
Bulls,
the Bulls.
the most injury-prone team right now in the NBA. It's sad and it's rough. I will say this, though. Hey, I will say this. He's going to get a lot more legs, breasts, and thighs in Philadelphia than he did in New York because that 16-game relationship did not end well. So, Eric, what are you feeling about this James Harden and Kyrie Irving beef? I'm sure you got some interesting insights.
So, just like my guy Deshaun just said, man, shout out to Showtime. It's not the Mamba mentality. Kyrie literally told the entire league they are lucky that Kyrie is not 6'4" because he would be unstoppable. Listen, the dude is the total package. There is literally nowhere that he cannot score from with either hand. And you're telling me, all of us have hooped. You telling me in a one-on-one battle, you so distraught and dismayed by somebody trash talking to where you want to force your way off the team? Look, I only know one thing that's that soft and it bleeds once a month. All right, James, I'll say this to your face, bro. You got a little Vagisil coming out, you know what I'm saying, behind your ears, bro. Because I'm telling you, there's no reason you were literally in the best position possible to win a ring. And the 76ers had to trade away so much in order to get you. If you do not win right now, you are never going to win a ring. And I said this about Russell Westbrook 4 or 5 years ago. I said, Russ, as your starting point guard, you'll never win a championship. I'm telling you right now, you got 1 year. You have the remaining of this. You have the duration of this year. If you do not win a ring, you're not winning one.
Look, the Brooklyn situation ended up very interestingly, but also the hardest burn that has ever been issued by courtside radio members has just occurred. Elam Squared putting James Harden on notice, like Charmin.
Nah, he's worse than Charmin, bro.
There you go. Tell him.
At least Charmin gives you a little bit of friction. You know, he's just soft, bro.
Look, and there was a lot of friction to begin with Brooklyn and having all of these players coming in at once. A lot of different egos and a lot of different personalities to try and wrangle in for one new head coach in Steve Nash, which never made sense as a fit. This team had 16 games of full experience and us as viewers getting to see them all play. It wasn't necessarily fair in the eyes of the NBA fan, in my personal opinion, that one, they got together, two, they only had 16 games together, because damn it, if you're going to go to that team, I should at least get to see a full season of you guys healthy, putting out the best product on the court. Makes zero sense to me. James is going to a better situation. This is one of the rare instances in NBA history where a team that has swapped all-stars can come out. Both teams get to say it was a win-win for everyone.
Now, I understand you say it's a win-win, but is it really a win-win for Ben Simmons?
Yes, it is.
Because here's the situation. Yes, you get a new spot, but Kyrie is still halftime. Kevin Durant is still dealing with injury. Are you going to shoot a layup? That's the question.
Wait. The question has a couple answers, right?
Okay.
The laws against the vaccination stuff are getting looser and looser in a lot of different places. So Kyrie is more than likely going to be able to be available.
After the All-Star break, Kyrie is going to be able to play in New York.
But can he stay healthy, though?
Yeah.
Yes, he can. He's had enough time off to get his body in the right place.
So
Yes, I think so.
Not gonna be an issue.
His issue
part of the season.
His issue early on was health in his ankles, right?
Mm-hmm.
He needed to be able to get enough time away from basketball to truly not only reset his body, but his mind. He's been able to do that.
Right.
The Nets also not only have one all-star where Philadelphia had in Joel Embiid, who's a superstar, right?
Okay.
Brooklyn has two superstars, which get to take a lot of the responsibility and the load off of Ben Simmons' shoulders. All the idiosyncrasies and the things that we as NBA fans knew the teams needed from Ben will no longer be an issue because they have two guys that can double the output and cover up any issue with Ben.
Okay.
He just has a job, pass and defend.
Okay, well, okay. So what happens when Kyrie has the ball and he's open for a shot? Would you want him to pass then? You see, because I'm a guard him like how people used to guard Rondo back in the days. I'm sagging off.
Ben's greatest.
You don't have the heart, Ben. I mean, come on. I'm glad the Lakers got
Ben's greatest asset. Ben's greatest asset is his ability to facilitate.
That's true.
Nobody can stay in front of Ben Simmons. I don't care if you put a guard or a big man in front of him. He can get to the rim at will.
That's true.
So it doesn't matter. Ben can get his shot whenever. Ben likes to facilitate. And him having Joe Harris and Seth Curry now, he has shooters, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie. He has enough shooters around him to drive and be able to kick out. So pick your poison. If you sag off of him, he'll just drive. He'll do like LeBron, get a full head of steam and get to the rim. If you play up on him, somebody's going to have to come help where he's able to kick, the ball out to the side. So I think this is if anybody's going to benefit from it, it's going to be Ben Simmons. And I would not be surprised if Ben Simmons comes out gunning. If Ben Simmons, all he needs is like a good 14, 15 footer, a la Russell Westbrook when he was able to shoot from the mid range. If Ben Simmons is able to give you that, listen, they'll probably peel off and I mean Brooklyn Nets. They'll probably pull off a good 20 games straight.
And you know what? If was a fifth, we'll all be drunk.
If it was. Yeah. And that being said, we had a lot of friction in Brooklyn, but we got to talk about the biggest friction in the NBA, and that was the friction here in Los Angeles while the Super Bowl parties and everything getting set up for the weekend was going on. The friction between Rob Pelinka, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis has only reached its slight peak for the moment. You see, Rob claims that all was good at the deadline, that all the small moves they were made were in good faith and that they were on the same page with AD and with LeBron. But Dave McMenamin actually came out and had this to say, that those reports were labeled as totally false. So now, gentlemen, we're not only having issues in a season with old age, with injuries, as well as coaching issues and staffing problems, but we're now hearing issues with the GM Rob Pelinka and LeBron James. So let's open up the floor. Bruce, what are your thoughts on your Lakers and what's going on with LeBron and Pelinka?
It's terrible out there. Look at all this. It's just drama. It's just tabloids. But there's probably truth to it to where they wanted moves to happen because I'm sure they were all a part of these conversations. But obviously, none of the moves that were going to be made were good enough for the team, long term or short term. Like the short term fix was like something we can do this summer, possibly, which could be a little bit bigger and better, like they said, when they have 2 first-round picks to trade away. The main issue with all these trades was a first-round pick. A first-round pick needed to be included. They could have done the Cam Reddish trade, but again, you want these picks, and it's like,
are you going to willingly give up more picks again with LeBron being older? That's the issue.
But that's the thing is like you want moves that are going to help you in the short term and the long term. So for them to like really make a move right now, it's like, why would we hurt ourselves completely? We're getting some player, it doesn't work out. Now we don't have anything to trade away. And then the summer comes and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
We're already over the clock. Nobody wants Russ. And like, honestly, at the end of the day, yes, Russ is playing terrible. Russ is the problem. Obviously, Russ is the problem when you look at how the team is playing, but it's really not. Effort on all ends. As we see AD coming back, we were in this game versus the Warriors, and LeBron missed the free throw. We should have been a little bit closer, but the way AD's playing defensively, he didn't have a good offensive game. We've seen this before. He goes away, he goes missing. It's like everybody keeps saying all these problems, and it's the same problems we've always had. Nobody's making shots when they should be making shots. Yeah. Wide open shots, layups, free throws. It's like you got the best player on the team missing free throws. We're just going to sit here and just say, oh, the team sucks because LeBron can't make free throws. It's like we can pick and choose like how we want to go at this team. Yes, they should have made moves, but what is it going to help?
Yeah, there's only
we have
so
to play better as a team. That's what they need to be in. We just have to be better.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do. I mean, you laughed, Deshaun, as soon as he was talking about Russ. So how are you feeling?
I feel a certain type of way. I'm like every Laker fan who feels a certain type of way about Russ sometimes, But let's be honest. This comes down to the culture of the team, because when Kobe was on a team, because that's the standard we holding people to.
Yes.
Because like we not finna play this game and blame Russ. If you know the team that you got, and if the team didn't make no trades, Anthony Davis, your ass is soft. Like let's be real. To put on the golden armor is more than just another paycheck, especially for me. Compton, Lakers was like my hero. Like it's too much blaming Russ. Y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to figure this out. And Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, it's on y'all. LeBron, you come over here. We finna give you statues and don't you deserve it. You are an all-time great.
Not in LA though.
Yeah,
not in LA. Never in Los Angeles will LeBron James be referred to as a great.
Like y'all gotta be willing to die out here on the court. Like, and we not seeing that. That ain't the same culture. I used to see Kobe Bryant at a game. He could be beefing with the whole teammates. Kobe putting up 60 tonight, homie. You feel what I'm saying? So the LA culture with the team is trash. Rob Pelinka getting Russell Westbrook was foolish because that means you didn't do your homework. I would have liked Buddy Hield. I feel like Buddy Hield would have stretched the floor. We could have got DeRozan. He from Compton. What are we talking about right here? I'm sorry. I get passionate about this situation when we talk about the Lakers, but I'm done with that. Yeah.
Man, here's to what's going on with the Lakers. But Mike, what are your thoughts right now? I heard you going in about Buddy Hield.
First of all, Buddy Hield would have been a great acquisition that we could have definitely got as a shooter that we did need.
R.I.P. to Buddy Hield and the Lakers.
That don't fix the defense.
It does not. It does not.
We got too many old people to play defense, and you knew that when you got all those old folks.
LAARP. We know.
You're welcome for that.
I feel you. But it's like if we have a rift in management in GM himself, GM and LeBron, you really can't. Like, what do you see us moving forward as? If you already knew, if Russ was going to be just for LA purposes, he was for monetization, like just to monetize off of. Let's be
agreed.
Real.
Yeah, no, it's great marketing
and probably a scapegoat. Because listen, I'm not trying to just go dissing LeBron, but everywhere he go, after a year or two, he ready to get rid of the whole team.
Yes,
straight up. Like, let's not act like.
We had, 2 people left on the roster?
He gets everyone on the roster and gets everyone that he wants together. The team spends everything they have, and he leaves them in the dust. The only team that actually made a way, look, Miami was able to bounce back, but it took a couple of years and also drafting. Cleveland got lucky that when he left the first time, they were able to accrue some stuff, and when he left the second time, they were able to accrue more.
Right.
The Lakers literally just have a problem with people being rebellious. And it's like, we get that, but LeBron has done nothing but try. Look, he brought us a ring.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. But it's like, you try to put too much on this man's hands. And it's like, you have to do your job at some point. Pelinka, we understand you are who you are. You do your thing, you in LA, and we got to make moves better. We have to move cohesively and at least be a unit. Yes. Lakers are known, like historically, LA, I feel like now that the Rams have just won, not to throw that in there, but LA has to be one of the most winningest cities in the nation. We can't.
Boston is up there too.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was like Boston definitely too.
Well, I mean, winning titles, around outside the state of Los Angeles doesn't really count.
But can I say one more thing? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
LeBron never been able to be really good at free throws, so we can't blame him on the free throws.
70-something%.
You got to get the right people in there to shoot the free throws. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. But I was like, the Lakers will be fine. We brought in a lot of Hall of Fame talent, just names, so we can put butts in the seats. We're trying to monetize off this season. If we win, cool. If not, we're going to build off of it and go ahead and transcend next year. Make it make sense. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what the Lakers are aiming to do. E, how are you feeling about this?
So I think, everybody, for the most part, said exactly what I wanted to say. LeBron coming to LA, you can tell the moves that he wants to make right now are not with the Lakers' best interest in mind. It's for him and him alone. There's no way possible that you think a John Wall trade for Russell Westbrook in the first rounder is going to help you win a title this year.
Not even close.
Nope.
It's like the same player.
None
almost.
of the trades that were proposed were going to help the Lakers win now. So if they're not going to, if they're not going to help you win now, then why are you giving away assets that you really don't have to give away, that you can't, you won't be able to build in the future, your long-term team? I have said this then, and I'll continue to say it now. I did not want LeBron James on this team for this exact reason.
I didn't either.
I knew exactly what would happen. We would trade away all of our youth. What would happen is we'd probably get one ring, but after he was done, we'd be right back in the dark ages. Listen, you can hit me up via Twitter, Elam Squared. You can hit me up on Instagram, IG at Elam5 Squared. Listen, trade LeBron James, trade Anthony Davis, punt on the season, and let's go on to get some assets to build this thing long term. If you don't have the mindset to play in Los Angeles, you can't come here. I don't know what you thought it was. Like, just because you from here, bro, like, you should know above all else.
It's so nerve-wracking on that court. Every player the Lakers pick up, just their worst season.
Well,
and I don't. It's the pressure. It's the pressure. It's the Malik is the only person I think that got
the situation.
He loves it.
It's the situation. You got to remember that this is the situation that LeBron James teams usually come with, right? They're used to end up. They're usually built around trading all the young talent and pieces and accruing all of the elder veterans.
Rob Pelinka is doing exactly what he needs to do as a GM. He's thinking about the long-term health and future of the franchise. If AD and Bron don't like it, cool. Guess what, Bron? You don't have to come back after your contract is up. AD will be glad to trade you. You'll be 28, 29. You're still in your prime. We can get a ton for you, and we'll let some other team worry about your long-term health. But listen, Rob Pelinka, keep doing what you're doing, man. I see the vision.
Yeah. The Lakers right now, as they stand, I said to everyone before LeBron showed up, that this is what would occur. The team would end up struggling. They would end up trading all their young assets, and they would accrue enough talent to pull off possibly one ring, possibly two, but ultimately putting the team in a greater black hole than they originally began with. I mean, Laker fans remember the days of the Josh Huertes, the Robert Sacres, the Chris Kamens, right?
But you know what? I would actually prefer that over this 100%, because I know that even though we were trash, they was at least going to give me effort. I can deal with poor talent with extreme effort than extreme talent and piss poor effort. Like what the product that I'm seeing on the court now, it's to the point where I do not want to watch the Lakers play at all. Like I will rather go watch March of the Penguins with my son Trey than watch the Lakers play the Warriors.
Look, as a Celtics fan, I sympathize with that statement more than everyone on this panel.
Can I ask you, as a Celtic fan, would you trade Jaylen Brown for Anthony Davis?
No.
Damn.
No, you'd have better luck catching a pig. You'd have better luck catching a pig fly out of my rabbi's butt, and that should tell you a lot because Jewish people don't eat pigs.
Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to Courtside Radio. This is your boy Elam.
Trade him for Tobias Harris.
Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to Courtside Radio. This is your boy Elam. I'm here with my guys in the studio. Showtime, going to introduce yourself.
I am Deshaun Showtime Watkins, creator of Compton Mania,
and I'm here, of course, with Mr. Inglewood himself, Big Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. Back in the building, baby. Live just for you.
And of course, our flow wouldn't have the flow and the sound if it wasn't for my guy, Bruce.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, our radio, baby. We live.
And of course, we got the Larry Bird, the point forward, my guy, Hans.
Bang, bang. Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this going and continue on. Right now, we got to talk about the NBA buyout market, gentlemen. The trade deadline has left us a lot of interesting news, and I'm just going to throw out a couple names. So a couple of great potential buyout free agent candidates would be Goran Dragic, Gary Harris, John Wall,
no,
Derek Favors,
no,
Robin Lopez,
no,
and then potentially Dennis Schroeder. But because Dennis Schroeder is staying, possibly John Wall will be a free agent. So on this panel, who's going to be the guy that the Lakers ultimately sign?
Probably Goran Dragic, if I had to guess. Anybody. But I think Kent Bazemore and DeAndre Jordan, they both get bought out. So you'd have one roster spot open. Out of everyone that I know that is a potential buyout target, I don't want none of them you got to punt on this season. Like the Lakers are not. If we make the playoffs,
I understand.
We're not doing anything.
I understand, but you also have to, like you said, look at the future. So if there is veteran talent out there that you could give for a cheap deal next year, whatever it may be, we got to see where we're going to be. We got to see who's going to help. Honestly, anybody the Lakers pick up off the buyout market probably going to get minutes because we suck. And we're looking for people to replace all these bums that we have on the team right now. Wayne Ellington is hitting the side of the backboard. He's supposed to be a 40% free throw three-point shooter.
I didn't even understand that signing. Sorry, Wayne.
Shooting 40% from three. He's shooting 40.
I like the Reeves kid.
We didn't want to. They didn't want to pay. They just didn't want to pay. People was getting $8-10 million, and it was just like we don't have that money because we traded for Russ. You went for the home run with Russ. You said punt. It is what it is. Hope we can get the best out of this team. But I think you do want to bring in a player because when it's such a drop off when you like take these guys all out. Like, they're not really giving Reeves minutes. Like, I mean, who do you want to see out there?
And he knows how to win.
Everybody's like a slow two-guard with no handles.
Man, I'll take Reeves, Monk, and Melo. Those are only three.
And you know what I'm still upset about? I'm
Kendrick,
so sorry.
Melo not getting minutes?
No. We can deal with that.
Late in the game, I know.
But Dragic.
I hate losing what's the white boy we had last year?
Caruso.
Oh, my God, that hurt it.
Well, the sad news is you guys let him go. You let him go to the Chicago Bulls, Lakers East. But the buyout candidates, guys, come on. These are great names overall.
They're
for
not
a lot of good names.
Dragic is the best option that you can see.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing. The buyout candidates, like, yes, there's plenty. They're all nice and they could help teams, but most teams in the hunt right now don't need a player and they're not going to get any minutes. So that's why we talk about the Lakers being the option, because it's the only team that someone like of that caliber that they're talking about can come in to help. Now there may be like some veteran teams on the bubble, like maybe the Hawks need a little bit because they're struggling. Like they're like just so low in the standings, but they're playing well now. Even your Celtics might be in the running for something, especially with the run they're on right now. They a little backup guard. Yeah.
If there's one player that I think will become available,
John Wall.
Nah, Tristan Thompson.
Yes.
What?
And
he will get bought
he's
out.
poo cheese to me. Like, I need you guys to understand. I do not like this buyout market. Like,
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Dragic is a highlight.
Yeah, Dragic and Tristan Thompson.
Who would've
John Wall's the name
Dragic
to
is a
throw in
highlight
there
again.
because Schroeder was the highlight.
And John Wall hasn't played. He hasn't hooped in 3 years.
You know what the news was today?
What?
Tyreek Evans
Coming
coming
back.
back from
Tyreek Evans
He got
has
the yellows,
the
though.
most stoned
whatever he was
man on the
on, he's been
planet.
out 2 years.
Here's what you got against stone players.
You
They can play.
you
He
saw the
wasn't
photos.
stoned.
Of
It wasn't weed.
I'm just playing.
It wasn't the weed.
I would not want my basketball player to be
He was
stoned.
tooting powder.
Well, we're talking about Tyreek returning, but also, guys, the Clippers might have 2 of their major stars making a comeback.
They
Kawhi
need it.
and PG are talking about making a return for the postseason run. I know this is a Lakers and Celtic panel, but
It's a
How you feeling?
highly educated sports
highly
show,
okay.
you know.
Retract that statement. Highly educated sports pundits here to deliver our takes about what the Clippers will be doing if the PG and Kawhi returns. So, Eric, how are you feeling about it?
If they get them 2 boys back, it's gonna be a problem. Like excuse me, I'd have to go in and include them as a potential contender coming out the West. They've been able to maintain and keep afloat with a whole bunch of like duct tape and bubble gum and some cardboard box. You give them, I almost said Kawhi. You give, but we'll call him Kawhi.
Yeah.
You give him Paul and Kawhi back.
Poochies, is that what you were thinking of?
Yeah,
Poochies, yeah.
You give him Kawhi and PG back. It like defensively, they become an even more robust team, and then offensively, you have Paul who's able to create. You got Reggie Jackson who's able to create, and then you have Kawhi who can just get anywhere, wherever he wants to, in the most efficient way, and you're not stopping that dude. So I like that. The issue with the Clippers really starts to show come playoff time. I don't like a lot of the minutes that some of these ancillary pieces have gotten throughout the season, but they've had to in order to keep the Clippers afloat. And I just kind of feel like somebody like a key cog, Morris, Reggie, Kennard, they're going to go down come playoff time. And if that happens, then I don't like the Clippers coming out. But the moves that they made, like the little trades that they made here and there, they've been very adept. And shout out to the logo. Like I think I understand his strategy in terms of like trying to get players, but I'm not gonna lie and say I fully understand, but I think I might.
Look, Jerry West has done a great job setting up flexibility wise, right? In terms of having viable assets on either good contracts, having good overall veterans who might be a little bit pricier, but who show out in their system, as well as having a lot of picks, right? The Clippers have done a really good job as to where they stand, but I know that Mike isn't going to necessarily feel that way just because it's the Clippers. So, Mike.
I'm not biased. This is actually a great opportunity for them to get like better, like repetitiously right now. Like they gonna put in the work right now. Like I see it. Like it'll be a quick turnaround, but Kawhi's gonna have to get acclimated back to game speed. PG will be just fine, but if you let PG become the natural scorer and hooper that he is for them, and not put so much on Kawhi because he's the face of what they want as the franchise to be, it's like it'll be a lot better. Just let the players hoop. And it's like you guys have pieces over there. Jackson over there he's winning y'all games right now. Late in the game, he's the go-to player. So it's like you guys have pieces that fit very well for y'all, and your bench is deep. So you get 2 of your star players that you've missed why for the whole season, and PG due to injuries, you've had him
in and out.
Hit or miss. You're gonna get PG. But now that they both are talking about coming back, that'll be a great comeback story for them too. And going into the playoffs, you need this. You need your team to get better. You need the cohesion and the chemistry to be working, and you need the best players on the court. Put your best product on the court, best talent you have the best opportunity to win.
This is the Clippers narrative.
Ooh.
Yes.
Word
Continue.
of the show.
There you go. The Clippers narrative to continuously
now,
do
I
this.
look for ancillary pieces. I swear to
Bang,
God. I
bang,
swear to
bang,
God, I
bang.
love it. I love it.
And with the Clippers,
I'm
y'all,
cheesing.
you guys failed to mention Zubats.
Big Zoo.
Yeah, you guys failed to miss
And
T-Man. That's who I was going to mention.
I was going to say Norman Powell, but he's down. But they do have Robert Covington, which I want people to remember. Covington was like a great third piece all 2 years ago. This was a guy that was one of the most Covington
not
dudes.
just 2 years. Robert Covington has been a key piece with every team he's been on.
Oh, of course.
That's true.
But specifically with that Rockets team as the center, that's when he really proved, not only to me, but to a lot more people than he had already proven to. The people that had actually watched basketball and knew this guy was a legit dude.
Yeah, and you know, one thing with the Clippers too, like I feel like even though I mean I'm a Laker fan, but you know one thing yeah, one thing about the Clippers, let's be honest, to me the best team in the West is the Golden State Warriors, bar none. Ain't nobody beating them. But if anybody have a chance, please, if anybody has a chance, I don't believe in Devin Booker like that. He don't want it with Clay. But anyway, that's a different situation. But I'm gonna call him Clay. So when you look at the Clippers, they can match up with the Warriors. They can very well match up with the Warriors.
Are we talking about the same Clippers in this universe? Not like the Doctor Strange multiverse. Not the Doctor Strange multiverse, right?
Hey, the Rams won it. Clippers, you next, or you gonna get X'd out like the Chargers. So
a broken clock is right.
We don't even acknowledge it. We barely acknowledge the JV team.
I want to say this. The Clippers were playing like they started the season, and I think they almost wanted to punt because they knew Kawhi wasn't coming back. PG obviously wasn't going to last throughout the season. He ended up with an injury that got hurt. They started playing all right, and like they were getting a couple wins. They went on a couple streaks here and there, and they're realizing we can kind of hang in this. So I think before the trade deadline, Jerry was like, you know what? Let me at least put a better team together for them to come back to if they do, depending on where we finish. Because, yes, where did they go last year? Was it
Western Conference Finals?
Yep.
They finally made it.
They did make it.
Did you see Bruce's face? They finally made it.
They made it.
Smiling.
They should have hung a banner up.
Yeah,
they did.
It's literally the only place they're going. But you like your chances of like seeing if a team can play out the season, seeing like what your options look like later in the playoffs, and if PG who can come back and Kawhi who ACL injury nowadays, he can come back in May. He can come back in late in the semifinals, and warm up, and then like there's still like two of the best players you're gonna find on the market right now. So yes,
and and we're talking about comebacks this week right now. We have a comeback occurring in the East Coast. Do I think? Oh wait, no, it's on the West Coast because right now we got to give you Bruce's Team of the Week,
yes, sir.
sponsored by nobody. Oh, damn, nobody. Damn, I screwed it up.
Sponsored by the Hundreds.
Oh, yeah, sponsored by the Hundreds. Today. Happy Valentine's Day to the ladies out there. You're so beautiful. If he didn't do nothing for you, I would have done it, but probably not.
You got to get yourself a new man, Bruce Courtside.
I'm lying. Anyway, Team of the Week, and I have this is going to be a tag team segment because I got to go to the expert for this one. We got a team out there on a winning streak because we're not going to shout out who we know we're going to talk about later. So, yes, football team of the week is obviously the Rams. Yes. That's cute. That's great. Basketball, we're still here. The Boston Celtics are on an 8-game win.
That's what I like to hear.
I gotta pay my respects at least once a season. So with the way the Boston Celtics are playing, and I'm going to give it to Himes for the stats because we know Jalen's in the 20s. We know Jason Tatum's in the 20s. We know you guys went and got Derek White, who seems to be fitting in seamlessly.
Mega Mind.
Robert Williams is averaging a double-double.
Time Machine.
Time Lord, right?
Oh,
Time Lord.
Time Lord.
Put some respect on that man's name.
So this week's Team of the Week is definitely the Boston Celtics. I want to know, Himes, how do you feel right now for the rest of the season?
Let me give you some stats. First in net rating. First in net defensive rating. First in opponent efficiency field goals. 13-6. Tatum averaging 26-8-5. Brown averaging 25-7-4. My Boston Celtics are putting up the best numbers since Christmas.
Those numbers are definitely inflated, but
oh my God! You know what?
I looked them up before I came. That wasn't what they were. But,
and this is literally from Bleacher Report 3 days ago.
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
There was a game yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
And they won.
14-6. So you're
How
telling
much were you guys
me
down yesterday on national television and they came back?
we won. We won. We won.
There was a basketball game yesterday.
Yes,
11 o'clock.
The Hawks.
Hawks versus Celtics.
Look, I want to put this out there real quick. The Celtics are playing some outstanding basketball, better basketball than even I expected and anticipated for this team. I'm for having the two Jays playing together finally after like months of debating, going back and forth and nonsense. The one player I actually expected the Celtics to try and make a move for was John Collins from the Hawks. We have been linked to him for so many years, and he would have fit almost seamlessly next to a guy like Robert Williams, a guy that can run pick and roll together, guy who can stretch the floor slightly in John Collins, not necessarily the most consistent three-point shooter, but a guy that can play really well against alongside of Robert Williams. But let me just tell you, Bruce, I love hearing you talking about this. What was your team of the week again? I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
my mic is muted.
And that was Bruce's team of the week.
Out of here.
Sponsored by nobody. But this next show is sponsored by somebody. We got to go over to Big Mike to give us our top 5 plays of the week.
This Big Mike got a pappy coming straight to you from the wood, where we have a Super Bowl that has been lifted, and we just waiting for some statues to go ahead and make this a momentous occasion. But we're gonna start off with an honorable mention. We have one of the plays that I had to laugh at. I hope some of y'all seen it. I'm gonna send it. I didn't send this to y'all on low on purpose.
Was it a part of the Boston Celtics winning streak?
No. This is one of them. Father really stretched his hands on this. Jesus, take the wheel route. I don't know if you saw it. It was the choir boy versus somebody.
Bro.
The
pastor.
The pastor?
Oh,
Route Central.
I'm talking about, hey, Jesus, take the wheel route. Bro, I said,
He
hold on.
blessed him with the communion.
It had me dying laughing. That's why I say honorable mention. I just have to throw that in there.
So number 5.
Number 5, we're going to have to throw it off to Joel Embiid. The big troll himself with the thunderous throwdown on Jared Allen. I'm talking about something vicious, most definitely something vicious, something nasty, and something very disrespectful. All disrespect intended. Couldn't help it. He jumped up and he said, I'm going to go over this one.
Number 4.
Number 4, we have the one and only, it was a broken play. Nas Reed made something out of nothing. I'm talking about one of, he took something personal because he put Alex Lynn in the rim. I couldn't help but fathom, why would you jump with that and still got bodied?
Oh my God.
But the sad part, seconds later, my man, Jordan McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. Hey, he stole the inbound and banged on him also. Seconds later, I said, I don't know why y'all got something against this man. He ain't do nothing to y'all, but he must have said something on the low, and you see how that go.
Alex lent a shoulder.
Number 3.
Number 3, we're gonna kick it off to the young kid himself. Jalen Green had the dunk versus the Raptors. I'm talking about Jalen with the triple threat work. Went 2 dribbles, split the defense, and I'm talking about looking all AT&T slam dunk ready. I'm talking about competition might be something in the bag.
Got me feeling Vince Carter vibes.
That's all he do is take off.
No
pun intended because he's a Rocket. Not at all.
No pun intended. And number 2.
Number 2, we're gonna keep it in the city. Some call it the Biddy, and we got the one and only Matt Stafford. He had to go ahead and make a no-look pass on the game-winning drive to the one and only MVP himself, Cooper Kupp. I'm talking about manipulated the DB with his eyes, body, motion, and looked to the check down. And all I'm going to say is, boom, fud. Deal for dime all day, baby.
Bang.
On the money.
And numero uno.
No hablo español. And but number one, it's one of the plays that he had to make it one more time. We have Aaron Donald being a menace and manhandling the grown man all through the game. And I'm talking about, like, why would you give him back-to-back plays, single block coverage? I wouldn't see this any other time. And all I'm going to say is a game on the line, and AD showed up and showed out, and all that is game or go home, and you see where we at.
Man.
From the wood straight to you, baby. It's all good from the wood. Big Mike out of Pappy, Courtside Radio. Y'all know what it is every Monday and Thursday, 6:30, live on YouTube and the Good News Radio. Download that thing right now. If you ain't got it, you slipping.
That wasn't Joe Burrow out there. That was Joe Struggle. But that was Big Mike's top 5 plays of the week. And right now we got to go over to culture news. Man, it's a pleasure to be doing this one today. We got to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show, gentlemen. One of the greatest halftime shows, if not the greatest of all time, representing all of the world, representing hip hop, getting the NFL to finally change their ways and finally get a representation and equality showcased at its finest. So how is everyone feeling about this halftime show?
Amazing. Like this was like a storybook ending, you know, like to see my city being represented. Compton, Inglewood,
All day.
our culture is being acknowledged. Nobody more in the hood, like football, basketball. That's like white Jesus on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. We are not playing no games. Like to feel represented, and for Kendrick, Dr. Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, she caught the Holy Ghost and just dropped. Yeah, man, they had the lowriders, they had the Compton Courthouse, they had the Martin Luther King statue, the first house in Compton.
I mean, the Tams.
Oh, the Tams.
I saw the Tams. That threw
What
me.
y'all know about Tams?
What you know about Tams?
I learned
Which
more.
number is the favorite? Which number one? Look, which number is the best?
Double cheeseburger. You don't beat a double cheeseburger.
I learned so much about the LA community, even being from LA, watching that show too.
Wow.
You got to learn so much more. Yeah, look, man, we've talked about it constantly. Like,
I keep telling you, man, turn in your field trip slip, bro. I'll take you around, bro.
L'chaim, I'm game.
Hey, you take them to Watts, I'll take them all through Inglewood.
And then you
I've
can
been
come
through
watch
Inglewood
some
a ton,
wrestling.
bro. I used to do deliveries up there.
Have you ever been to the Bottoms?
I'll take you.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain spots you probably even haven't heard of or ever been to.
Mom, if you're watching this, don't worry, I'll be okay.
No, he'll be definitely safe. We got him, Mom. Trust.
So, I don't know what it felt like watching it live on TV. This is not to brag.
Talk to him.
It's a totally different experience being in the stadium. I'm watching them bring out like what looked like train parts. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Then they laying stuff down on the grass. I'm like, okay. Then they start bringing the Lolos out. I'm like, oh. Then when I see cats like walking up with khaki suits, I was like, oh, we finna go in.
LA.
And I'm sitting up there trying my hardest to just like be professional and take pictures and like take notes. Bro, I'm sitting up there, we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in like that. I think that show easily is in the top 5, and it made me think about like what other Super Bowl halftime shows were equally as exciting, and like Michael Jackson, Prince, and Beyonce. Those are the only 3 that I can think of.
What about the Black Eyed Peas smack too, though?
Nah, it
wasn't top. It wasn't top. It was great.
It's like 5 though, because it wasn't a lot of great Super Bowl.
I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah, they did.
Thank you. Don't look at them like that. Red Hot Chili Peppers are so slept on.
I mean, I love the Red Hot Chili. I don't know about they perform. I got to go look at it. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give me a second. I got to go look at it.
Anything that isn't Maroon 5, and that's no diss to Maroon 5. I'll listen to Maroon 5 on my own, but not as a show.
Even Bruno had a dope show.
Bruno, but it wasn't like Michael Jackson. It wasn't like this. Look, I mean,
it's only 2 shows that I think could either be 1A or 1B. If you said Prince, I can't get mad at you. If you said Michael Jackson,
Jackson.
We all in agreement with that.
Yeah. And then Beyonce, like Beyonce when she brought Destiny's Child out,
yes,
like
Hey, but let me tell you,
Hi, Kelly, top three.
An honorable
This was
mention.
a top three, at least. This is
Janet Jackson booby slip. That was an honorable
yeah.
mention.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably one of the most impactful ones. Like we talked about
It's
this
the
on
most
our
iconic.
show. We talked
It's the
about
most
this on
iconic.
our
We ain't gonna
show
lie.
because like I saw that as a little kid, right? Like saw it live.
How
So
did it
then,
feel to see them? Nah.
man, wonderful. But I didn't realize what was going on, and it was for a quick second, right? But like I remembered most the controversy afterwards,
Yes.
like the aftermath, the way that the public started by making Janet the victim. All of a sudden,
like
she
she
looked like
asked for it.
yeah, and then they switched it on her, and she became the person that was in the bad light. And it's like, I'm sorry, how can you get mad at the woman whose body was exposed on national television and hold that against her? It's not against Justin either. It's against the wardrobe itself. Like that's a malfunction.
Nah, because in today's culture, what Justin Timberlake did would be considered sexual assault.
Yes.
This is Courtside Radio where we champ and we came for our women. All right. So
Ladies first.
ladies first.
Ladies first.
Always.
uppercuts are free. Always remember that.
Uppercuts are free.
Always.
Sensei Himes approves.
Always
And that
serving
being
them knuckle
said-
sandwiches for you lames.
Yeah, but the knuckle sandwiches were served this
y'all didn't
Sunday.
y'all didn't talk about how my boy 50 was hanging upside down
don't
from
do
Knuckle
it like
Count Blackula.
And then they,
Oh my god, I
they
was
did
so
the-
confused.
They did the bizarre beam. I was like, 50 signed up knowing that was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, talk about me.
I thought it was upside
That's
down.
one power on
at that age.
Sundays.
I thought he was right side up, and they were using a mirror to
Yeah.
like show the people upside down somehow.
I
And
saw
was
the
like, wait a
blood
second, wait
rushing
a
straight to
second.
his vein in his head.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what? Why is his head getting bigger?
I was like, is that Count Fatula right there?
Hey, 50
He
still
went from 50
probably
cents
being
to
there.
a
He just,
dollar.
that
You
was like
did
20
your
years ago.
thing.
Man, he
Like,
went from
exactly.
50
That
cents
was
to a
literally
dollar.
like 17 years ago. He
We
was
saw
looking
a
like
dollar
that.
I
Like,
can't
performing
pull
live.
myself up there. And do
Listen,
that.
Arizona, y'all got big problems trying to top that. So, hey, shout out because my
They not
goal
gonna top it.
is to
That's gonna be
ensure
trash
Courtside
next
is
year.
in the building next year. Like, if you have the means and the money to go to a Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, put that on your bucket list and just go because the vibe is so. Listen, I can only imagine what the Olympics is like. I can only imagine. The Super Bowl, hands down, is the greatest sports experience that I have ever had in my life. Ever.
Well,
Ever.
then you got to
Tag
tell
that,
us
nigga.
about the reactions. Then you got to tell us about the actual Super Bowl itself, man. We got to talk about it.
Watching
how
the
the
Rams.
Yeah.
I saw you watching the Rams. How did that feel?
No. The champ goes. The champ
the
goes
champ
last.
goes
I goes last.
I mean, we got two champs on the.
He go right before me.
Man, he's wearing the Rams jersey.
But he's dead.
Well,
I've been a
I'ma
Rams fan since 99.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
89.
All right, all right,
I was
fine.
born in 89. So
I know I initially went with the Rams, but I ended up changing and went with the Bengals. And
I heard
I said exactly what the Bengals needed to do. In the first half, they were doing that. They were going, quick. They were ensuring they were getting the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. I think
tremendously fast.
it was like 1.9 seconds from snap to throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's the amount of time. Aaron Donald couldn't get there, and they were able to move the ball. Now, granted, who was it, Boyd or
Tyler Boyd, or was it T. Higgins?
T. Higgins pulled Jalen Ramsey by the face mask and slung him to the ground, caught it, and hey, I got dope pictures. So hey, shout out.
That didn't happen.
75-yard touchdown that should not have been. But go ahead.
Didn't happen.
But the Rams do not win that game if it's not for two people. Shout out to 99 because you cemented yourself already as a Hall of Famer. And I'm glad to say that I saw you win your ring.
Yes.
Now, Cooper Kupp is going to be so influential and transformative
White rice.
for what happens with white wide receivers in the NFL. Cooper Kupp is a technician.
Yes.
For any young wide receiver out there, whether you fast or slow, watch Cooper Kupp and how he attacks leverage. For me, the game was won on that 4th and 1 play where they ran a jet sweep motion, gave it to Cooper Kupp. And I thought the end, I forget the end's name. I thought he was going to cut him off. He stopped, cut back, and cut upfield. I said, yo, that's it.
I was like, yeah.
It may go ahead.
I just wanted to say my boy was like we were just like, man, get a ball to Cooper Kupp, get a ball to Cooper Kupp. And so 3 plays in a row, they was like Kupp. And when they ran that jet sweep and he gave the dude the it, and I was just like, wow.
That was the yip.
It was like 3 or 4 yards extra that he got because of that, maybe even more. And it was just like, yeah.
He got the first down because of it.
That's it. Like, ain't
That's
really
what it
nothing
was.
else. Ain't really nothing else. Like, Cooper Kupp is that guy. I've been telling y'all for years, just saying.
You know, that game was an example of a team that really wanted it, because when Odell went down, I had to keep coloring because I was about to lose it. You know, we could not lose to the Bengals, you know, like even though that they're amazing, but just the thought of losing to the Bengals at home. Oh my
After
God.
that halftime show,
Man, after the halftime,
Yeah, you're really gonna blow a game after that.
And oh man, I got to give a credit to our coach McVay. I love the way how he brought the culture, we not me. And even though we had a lot of superstars, yeah, we paid for a championship and we cashed it in. Now we were able to have everybody on one accord to get the one goal. And I can tell you right now, like I'm super happy right now. I oh my God.
The happiest men in the room right now. Well,
Yes.
I'll get this out of the way quick. Look, as E astutely pointed out, it really was that 4th down possession that gave the Rams and solidified that victory. As much as I had thought, as soon as the Rams score, I thought that Cincinnati, for some reason in my mind, I had thought that Cincinnati was going to try and rush the crap out of the Rams and just say at 138 or so, all right, let's let them score. Let's just get this out of the way because they're going to give Joe enough time to try and go downfield, maybe even tie it with a field goal, right? But that's not how it played out. Congratulations to the Rams. Mike, how are you feeling about your title?
I feel stupendous right now.
You future right now?
But
Sensational.
yeah, I feel
sensational.
magnificent. But it showed us a team that played through adversity. And it's like you saw the trials and tribulations through the first 3 quarters. We took an early lead and then became stagnant. And a team that usually shows up in the 4th quarter, all on both sides, we become clutch. We kind of forgetting that we tied the Super Bowl record with 7 sacks on Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
we did.
And then again, I will point out that why at the end of the game, when the game is on the line, you put man blocking on the best man on the field.
you don't even leave a running back in to help out.
And the center on the last play, it was reminiscent against what Jimmy G did.
Joe struggle.
I said, and literally when the game is on the line, who's going to show up for you? The people that's supposed to. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey tried, but Aaron Donald, Von Miller showed up, showed out, and Cooper Kupp, when he got the opportunities and the targets, you saw what he was, productive.
Who's number 50? Y'all linebacker Jones?
Oh, EJ.
I'm like,
He stepped up, man.
but
He's
you know
been
what?
good all year.
He remind me because the potential picks that he could have had, 2 of them during the game, remind me of Ebucon. I said, damn, that's the number 50 again. I was like, it's reminiscent of what Ebucon used to do on coverage. And I was like, damn, that was, we needed that.
Yes.
But we pretty much almost gave it away. But through adversity, we just walk by faith. Do what you're supposed to do. Believe in the man next to you. And we got this. And you saw how the outcome was. It was a Super Bowl at SoFi, like I've been saying, in Inglewood. Back on top, City of Champions, baby. Add one to the books, baby. You know what it is.
Los Angeles is a city of champions again.
Inglewood is a city of champions.
Inglewood and Los Angeles and the state of California is again champions in multiple sports.
For the 49ers.
3 times in the last couple of years.
Don't trip.
And
Hey, I
fans,
want Debo.
we want to let you guys know that we appreciate you.
Codes.
Guys, we want to let you guys know that we appreciate you. Congratulations to the LA fans, the LA Rams fans. Congratulations to your LA Rams. And as usual, the best prize of all means that you get to like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on social media. We are at Courtside Radio. That is at Ida Pepe. That is Bruce Courtside. I am at Himes LA. He is at Elam Squared. Deshaun, you want to give him your handle?
And go to Compton Mania to watch wrestling.
Oh, yeah, brother.
And before we get out of here, I want to just say 2 things. One, to my good friend Allison Staff, I love you. I hope all is well. Things will get better. Trust me. And again, we want to wish our point guard, Michael, the PG, our brother, our family member, the best wishes to him and his family through this hard time. We love you, man. We're keeping the game going. Don't worry, Larry Bird's got to keep it down for Magic, so we got this going.
Romans 8:18, Brody.
We love you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, to everyone on YouTube, to everyone who is tuning in live right now, we appreciate you. We will catch you next week. Peace!
Yes, sir!
You already know. Your goals, don't give a damn about your excuses. Make it happen.
Bang.
Bang.
Cheers. We love you, YouTube. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. And always check us out on social media and stay tuned. Make sure you have the TGN Radio App so you can catch us every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
6:30.
Hey, your boy, a Pro Football Writer of America. I got to vote. Let's go.
Smoking on that Cincy pack, baby. All the way from the wood. Let's get it.
Tom Brady, MVP next year.
Appreciate
Thanks, E.
you.
Oh, with the Niners?
Oh.